You were so excited, aren't you? He's so excited. Did you take a shot?
Are we saying it?
We can always cut the first part. We can always say Merry Christmas, whatever.
We're never gonna get through this. So what am I supposed to say? Okay, I gotta stop laughing first.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Mom and Son Unplugged. Welcome to episode number 4. We are so excited to have you guys back here, checking out our episodes. Thank you for supporting us. So just some quick stats that we have from our first 2 episodes. So far we have 11 subscribers. So thank you so much. Yay. So thank y'all for taking the time to checking out our podcast, and those that have left comments, thank you so much. And yeah, so we're up to 38 views, which is super exciting. So definitely way more than I expected. And we are very appreciative. So thank you.
Definitely.
What's that?
I said definitely.
Yeah. So we are so excited to have y'all support us. So tell your friends and family members about our podcast, or if any of y'all have younger sons that may benefit from our conversations, definitely have them take a listen. And don't forget to subscribe. And we will be putting out new episodes every other Tuesday. So we'll be advertising when those episodes get put out. So thank you for joining us. So we're going to start off by giving y'all an update of what we've been up to for the past couple of weeks. So Damonte, what have you been up to?
Working out with friends. At work, there's a wellness challenge going on for whoever can get the most steps in the next 4 weeks, and we're a week into it right now. And I left work in 7th place with, I think it was about almost 80,000 steps for the week.
And that's Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday in 7th place. So I've been running more to get my steps up. So that's what I've been doing. If I'm not working, I'm running.
Nice. So how long is the challenge for?
Through August 20th.
Okay, so you have a few more weeks left.
Yep. We'll see.
Is there like a first through third place
prize, or like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like do they do like, oh, first place winner gets this, second place winner gets this, or what's the...
If you get 200,000 steps and you complete the 100 miles for the month, then you're entered to win 2 iPads or 2 Apple Watches. But if you get the most steps for your facility, then you get a $100 gift card. So,
well, okay, nice.
But it's not really about the prizes anymore. It's about winning.
You just want the title of being the winner of the most. Yeah, I think they should probably award, like a gift card to get some new sneakers or something, because I would think your souls will be run out by the time you've done the challenge. By the way, however many steps that you're going to get in by then.
Yeah, I think it'll be like close to 400,000, if not more.
Oh yeah, you're going to need a new pair of shoes. Nice.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Yeah, same, working, and I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. I feel like I've been really busy.
I mean, you went on a cruise, no? Or did we talk about that last time?
Yeah, we talked about that last episode. Went on the I And then I think this past week, I haven't really told anyone. Only like my close friends. So I met a guy on the cruise, and so shortly after returning back, he ended up coming out to visit me. Not this weekend, but the weekend before. So we hung out, we had an awesome time. And that, I don't know, like when we were out, like we went to a comedy show and then we went to dinner. So in between the comedy show and dinner, I ended up getting a nail in my tire, which is on par for the course. Is that what you say? On par for the course for me? Like I just had a tire replaced a couple months ago from, I don't know, it looked like someone jabbed it with a knife or something. I have no idea what's going on with my tires. But so anyway, I think I got off track. But anyway, so I was busy that weekend. So getting to know someone, which is exciting. And then Yeah, last week it was my neighbor's 65th birthday. So went out to dinner, celebrated that. And the next day they invited me over their house for dinner, which was great because I had no food in my house. So always grateful for whoever wants to feed me. And then, man, I don't know. I feel like every day has been busy. And then I had a couple, well, a lady that I know had came into town and she was celebrating her and her sister's birthday. So I offered to decorate their hotel room for them. So Thursday after work, went and decorated their hotel room. And then Friday night, I was extremely tired. So, yeah, normally by Fridays, I'm like, I'm done. So, yeah. So, yep. And then this weekend, I haven't really done much. I just been hanging around the house. And then, so yesterday, my friend Dion and I put in a travel request. It's this website called Pack Up and Go. So she asked if I wanted to do this over Labor Day weekend. So basically, Pack Up and Go is you put in this travel request, whether you want to go by plane or by car. And then so, since her and I are coming from different states, we're going to go by plane. So basically, you input where you live and where your departure airport is. And then you also list out places that you've traveled to, places that you've lived. And this is only within the continental United States. And then you also put in any future states you have planned to visit. And then you also set a budget. You tell the travel planners what your budget is, and then they put together a surprise trip for you. A week before departure, they send you an email giving you your packing recommendations for clothing. And then they also mail you an envelope that you don't open until the day before you leave. And then that's when you find out where you're going. So we'll be doing that over Labor Day weekend. So stay tuned on where our trip is. We're excited to do that. So my friend Dion and I, we've known each other since 1997. We've known each other forever. And her birthday's in September. My birthday's coming up. So we are doing kind of like a joint birthday celebration between the both of us. So yeah, so it'll be a fun trip. But yeah, I think I took up a lot of time. The Adventures of Melissa. I swear there's always something going on. So episode 4. So this episode, it is called He Said, She Said. So what Damonte and I are going to do is we have some hot topics, and Damonte is going to express how he feels about it, what he thinks about it, and then I will say how I feel about it, what I think about it. All right. So are you ready, Damonte?
Yep, are you ready?
I'm ready. All right. So first hot topic is it okay to live with your parents after 18 years old?
I think it depends. I think years ago it was probably easier to say, oh, at 18 you should be able to make it, and you'd be able to struggle living on your own a little bit, but you'd still be able to like the freedom of being an adult. I think it's a little bit harder now with the cost of living being so expensive. But I think that if you're not going to college and going to school, I think the other route would be like staying home and working or trying to find a job or going to community college, which I feel like would be okay, but I feel like there should be a plan to move out within the next couple of years after high school, because I feel like you learn a lot and you can develop a lot within those like few years after like being an adult and being 18. But another part of it is I think it would be pretty hard to live on your own, like trying to get an apartment right at 18, like in terms of credit and stuff like that. So I think it depends. But I would promote moving out after 18.
Okay. Well, since you went through college and just got your apartment, what do you feel was the hardest part of getting an apartment on your own?
I don't know if anything was hard particularly because when I was in college, I had to get an apartment after living on campus. So I really had my first apartment at 19, which I was sharing with like roommates and stuff, which I think makes it easier or would make it easier for some people like like living with people. I think having roommates would be like the next step because then you're not like right with your parents the entire time. I wouldn't say I had any difficulty getting my first apartment where I'm just by myself. I think it costs more than people think to move. I think that's like something you don't consider if you've never moved before.
Right. Yeah, because you have to put down what the security deposit. I can't remember all that you had to do. Like
All new
first,
furniture.
yeah, new furniture, then you had to set up utilities, and then you're having to like pretty much buy everything fresh.
Yeah.
Like your like utensils, kitchen dishware, all of that. Like that stuff adds up.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good answer. All right.
What
So
do you
do
think?
what do I think? I agree with you. Like, I think there has to be a plan. Like, there has to be a conversation well before your child turns 18. But I think also them conversations have to start early on. I would say like a freshman in high school,
Hmm.
because you start having those conversations about, okay, so what are your plans after high school? Are you going to go to college? Are you going to go into the military? Or are you going to just get a job right after high school? What does that look like for you? Having those conversations early on is important, because when they turn 18, it shouldn't be a surprise
Yeah.
that they're still living with you. Like those conversations should already have been had. But I do agree, though. I think now it's really expensive. It's expensive to live on your own and to take care of all the things that are involved with living on your own. But I do think it's okay as long as there's a plan and your child is actively working towards growing themselves, like bettering themselves. And then there's like a cutoff point. Because if
Right.
they're living at home with their parents all willy-nilly with no plan, then I feel that they're not going to have that ambition to go after and get really what they want to do out of life. They're living on easy street.
Or as you would say, charge them rent.
Yeah, charge them rent, at least give them some type of responsibility, and then have rules set in place, because it's like, I'm paying the mortgage, I'm paying all these bills to keep a roof over everyone's head. Like, you're still going to have to abide by some rules.
Hmm.
And I think that gives motivation. Like, if you don't want to live under someone's rules, then that gives you motivation to move out. But I don't see any harm in helping either. Like, if Damonte got stuck, without a job, I would definitely welcome him back home. He would probably do everything possible to not to get in that situation, but I think it's okay to like help out like temporarily until, your child gets back on their feet, or whatever the case may be. But I do think plans need to be in place. That's what I think. All right. Next hot topic: living together before marriage. Is it smart or is it risky? What are your thoughts, Damonte?
I feel like it's hard for me to like give the best answer since I'm not married.
I think you'd give the best
Oh,
answer.
I feel it's more risky than smart, but I feel I always see that some people say that you don't really know what someone's like until you live with them. So, but I feel like here often at my age where people are in relationships for like a couple of years or a year and some change where they'll move in together and then they aren't even engaged and then they break up and they're stuck in a lease together and then it like, creates problems within itself.
See, that's a view.
But I think maybe while you're engaged living together, because I feel like that's the step after being in a long relationship in between marriage. Like it's a little bit easier to get out of an engagement than a marriage. So I think that would be the smartest way, but obviously you can't time. Like it'd be hard to time it perfectly, but I feel like that'd be the smartest thing to do. But I still think it'd be risky not to know, but it'd be risky to do it like way too soon.
Yeah. No, I like your thoughts on that. No, I think that is very smart. Like, not to live together when you're dating, but when you're engaged, that's at that next step to where it's like, okay, we need to see it before we
Yeah.
actually make it official. No, and that's really smart, because you're right. You can get out of an engagement a lot easier than you can get out of a marriage. So, yeah, no, you have a really great point of view.
What did you do?
Well, so if we're going to base this on me and your dad, we didn't live together when we were dating. The first time we started living together was after we found out we were pregnant.
Oh,
So that's when we moved in together, because we found out I was pregnant when we were deployed over in Turkey together. And so when we returned back from Turkey, yeah, we moved in together. But I don't recall there being any type of, oh my God, I can't believe you do this.
Mm.
Like, not that I'm pretty sure there was, but I can't remember anything off the top of my head. But I don't think it's risky. I think it's smart because you're right. You really don't know someone until you're seeing them
All the
day
time.
in, day out, and how they are, I think is important. So because it was funny because like the guy that I'm getting to know that I have met on the cruise ship, he said that my closet system looked like the Dewey Decimal System. Because he was like, "You're really organized." And then I think when he had seen my pantry today, he sent me a picture. Because he was like, "I feel I need to reorganize my pantry." I don't know if I was motivation for that, but he sent me a picture, and his cans were all nicely organized, like how mine are in the pantry. Everything was very straight.
Hmm.
So, I think it is. I think it is smart to kind of see how someone lives to see if that even vibes with you. Because if it really throws you off that they're constantly putting towels on the floor instead of in the laundry basket, like, are they trainable or is
Yeah.
it something that you just don't want to deal with?
Yeah.
So I think it's smart. Shoot, I'll get out of a lease quick. Like, I'll find a way. Yeah, but no, yeah, you had great viewpoints. I think it is. I think you actually had a really awesome viewpoint for someone that isn't married. Very smart thinking. All right, next hot topic. And also, if any of y'all have any comments or what y'all think about any of these questions, put them down in the comments. We want to
Yeah.
know. Oh, okay. So this next hot topic, I've definitely talked about this with my friends before. So I'm curious what you think about it, especially being 24. So do you think social media is making us more anxious or more connected?
Like, I feel like all my answers are always depends. But I feel like it's true. I think it depends on how you use it. If I were to lean more one way or another instead of saying depends, I would say more anxious. I think social media causes everyone to compare more, which is demotivating for people and it can affect people in certain ways, but for some people it motivates them. So it's like social media can be used as a tool, but I think it could be equally or more harmful. I know for me, I feel it connects me more, especially with as much as I've moved over the years. I'm friends with people. I'm still in contact with people because of social media that I've been friends with 2 or 3 moves ago, and I'll talk to them sometimes. But if it wasn't for social media, then I wouldn't really have that capability. I know my friends that I went to college and high school with, we use social media to talk almost every day. So it'd be hard to say that it makes me more anxious, but because it makes me more connected with them, which I feel like it's the people who like it matters most with. But I know how it's more damaging is like I said, people use it to compare, and I think it makes people more anxious. And especially with as many videos as you see online of people being recorded doing things, I think people are always worried about who has a phone out and they're not able to be themselves.
Right. So is there any type of content that you've seen that would make you feel anxious?
I think the content that makes me feel most anxious that I've tried to let motivate me more is younger people who are my age or younger that are really successful. Because if they can do it, I can do it. But then I think I'm not doing it.
Ooh, and we're going to put a pin in that because I actually have a question about that coming up. So, yeah, I'm
So
glad you made that point.
So I think sometimes I get anxious in that aspect of comparing, but not as much as I used to.
Oh, that's good.
Because whenever I know we always ask what we do on the weekends, and I feel like I used to be like, oh, I just didn't do much. And I think whenever I felt I wasn't doing much for the day, it was like a day wasted. But I've been taking more days relaxing and not overthinking about what I could be doing.
Yeah, no, that's smart because I think sometimes you do need to listen to your body because it's like, you get so busy because I think you have a very strict schedule. I mean, which there's nothing wrong with, but you work long days. As soon as you come home, you make yourself food and then you go to the gym. So it's like doing that every single day, it does get exhausting and it wears you down. And yeah, if I want to take a day to lay on the couch all day like I did yesterday, I need that. I need that sometimes. So I don't see anything wrong with it. Okay, so I'm gonna say I I kind of feel the same. I think it depends on, I feel it depends on how secure you feel with yourself
I
and your,
agree.
and I do agree with what you're saying about what certain social media videos make you feel anxious, and then also the ones that make you feel more connected. Because like, and I do like, some do help you stay motivated. I follow some people, and I've actually reached out to them personally, because they will constantly post their workouts and their progress of them working out and how they track their meals. And I would reach out to them and I would say, hey, I'm really glad that you're posting this content because it's helped me stay motivated to go to the gym, to eat healthy, to make sure I'm meal prepping. Even though when I do go in the gym and I see people with their phones everywhere recording their workouts, I'm just kind of like, oh, can they just work out?
But those are the same people that motivate you.
But it's the same people that motivate me. I know it's so crazy, but yeah, so I do like that aspect of the content because I'm glad people do put stuff out there, because if I'm looking for something, I know I can find it on social media. And I agree with you in the aspect of, it does make me feel connected, for especially since moving around so much and having to be living in different places. It feels good to be able to connect with the people that we did make connections with. So staying in contact with friends. And I love it when people that I've known for years, or maybe I haven't talked to in a while, know that I'm now living in Tampa. They'll reach out to me and say, hey, you're living in Tampa. I'm going to be in the area. Would love to see you. And I think without social media, we wouldn't have that, the
Hmm.
ability for them to know where I am all the time. And, it's just that much easier to be able to reach out and connect with someone. So I do like it in that aspect. And the anxiousness, I think I feel anxious with certain videos. I think there are times when you're comparing yourself to what other people are doing. Like, oh man, that person's on their third marriage and I've been single for like 20 years. Like, what am I doing wrong? How did they get into marriages already? But I think there are points where, you do start to compare. I'm not exactly where they're at in life, but I try not to do that, because I do look back on my life and how I've done for myself, and I just have to remember, like, no, I'm doing really well the way I'm supposed to be doing, how my life has been planned out for me. I'm doing really well and I'm very grateful for what I have, and the things that I'm doing, and all of that. So I just have to kind of refocus my mindset and be like, no, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, if I feel like someone is doing something exciting and it's like, no, I'm not missing out on that. There's plenty of opportunities and to be able to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. Okay. All right. So next hot topic. Oh, this should be interesting to see your point of view. All right. Should kids have to help support their parents financially?
I've always felt like no. I think if the opportunities were equal for both the parent and the kid, then I would say no. But I know people whose parents are like they're first generation Americans, which I think can make it different, but it shouldn't, because if the kid has access to it to make like ends meet, then why don't the parents? I think the only special case scenario would be like if the health is in like crazy health condition, like that doesn't make them able to work, and then the kid has to like pull the weight and support financially. But I've always felt like if it's equal for the kids and the parents, then no.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel that where we are in the world today, with all of the possibilities to earn income. I mean, even just what we were talking about, social media. Like, there's so many social media opportunities to make money, I think. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I have not generated any income from social media, but the people that I see doing it, I mean, I just think that there's more things available now than there was even 10, 15 years ago. So I feel that. And me as a parent, I would never put that expectation on my child that they would have to support me financially. I don't know. I guess I don't have that mindset either the being dependent on someone financially anyway, because it's like I'm a able working body. Like
Yeah.
I can make my own money. So, and if I don't have money for something, then that means I don't need it.
And I think I've had this conversation before with like my friends, but I always wonder why people have kids if they don't have money to have kids.
Yeah, I've
And like
always thought that as
whenever
well.
we talk about like kids or like me having kids, I always say like if I'm not comfortable, it wouldn't make sense.
Hmm.
Because like you said, you wouldn't want to depend on someone. So why would I want to have a kid who I couldn't give the life that I wanted to? But I wouldn't want to give life to someone who I'm gonna need to depend on.
Yeah.
But
Oh
I think
yeah.
that's like perfect scenario. Like
Hmm.
obviously a lot of things can happen from the time you have a kid to the 18 years old or 16 years old when they can work and you would depend on them. That might change the situation, but
Yeah, and I agree too. I do understand circumstances can change, especially if there's health conditions that can happen to a parent as they get older in age to where they're not able to work or maybe they had jobs to where there are not health benefits because there are jobs out there that do pay well, but maybe just don't have the health benefits to substantiate themselves if they do get into any kind of health conditions. So, I mean, that is understandable. And, you can try and help as much as possible. But yeah, good thoughts. All right. So, our last hot topic is it kind of goes back to a point that, or something that Damonte mentioned before. Can you be successful without being rich?
I think so. I think successful is a personal definition. Like there's no number that equals successful. I think a lot of people would say like once you hit a million you're successful, but you can lose a million really quick.
Mm.
You can't have a million one day and be successful and the next day you spend $1 and you're not successful anymore. I would say I'm successful so far, but I have a lot of good things that I'm appreciative for, but there's more that I want, which wouldn't I don't know if I would say it would make me more successful. I think you and I would agree that being happy is successful. So yeah, I think you can definitely be successful without being rich. I think being rich is an idea per person. Because being successful to some people is being rich, but you can be rich because you're successful and have no money.
No, I have the same exact thought. I don't think that there's a dollar. I don't think that there's a dollar figure that defines success. Yeah, like success is everyone's own definition. I I mean honestly, I think I'm successful. I think I live a pretty moderate lifestyle. It's not crazy. I'm not flying private jets anywhere. But I still get to where I need to go and I'm happy doing that. I enjoy my life, I enjoy my friends, and I enjoy getting up and going to work every day. I enjoy doing my job. So to me, that's successful to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I think some people think successful means you don't have to work, but
Right.
I like my job. So I feel like I have successful days at work, but
Hmm.
work doesn't define what a successful day is because I wake up and I feel successful in my apartment. I
Hmm.
get to drive a car I want, which I feel successful. Like I don't know.
Oh, I like that.
I think it's a perspective thing. So,
Right. No, I agree. Yep. And it's like getting up and being able to go to the gym in the morning, like that feels like an accomplishment. Like
yeah,
I'm able to go do that because a lot of people aren't.
we don't have to work on the weekends. Like some people work every day.
Right.
Like it's all perspective.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, I like that. I like your perspective. All right, so now we are in the part of the podcast where we're going to do like a little wild card round. It's going to be a would you rather debate. Demonte has three questions of would you rather, and then I have three questions of would you rather. So Demonte, do you want to start it off?
I do because it sort of goes into what we were saying. So
Oh.
I'm curious because it might contradict your answer. Would you rather have a high paying job you hate or a low paying job you love?
Oh, I don't know. This is so tough. Actually, I kind of actually did this myself. Because when I was living in Maryland, at the time, the job was paying high, but I hated going into that place every single day. Oh, I hated it. Because I supervised 20 people and it was like supervising adult children. And I ended up moving here to Tampa and I took a $30,000 pay cut. But I knew it was going to get better. I knew my pay was going to eventually increase, but I was willing to take that $30,000 pay cut. And I didn't even know if I was going to be happy. Like I really didn't, but I was willing to take that risk. So yeah, I think I would rather take the low paying job and be happy.
Hmm.
Yep. Okay, so we'll do like a back and forth. All right, so my wild card, would you rather be stuck in a group chat with your entire extended family or your exes?
Probably
Your what?
my family.
Oh, your like your dad's side of the family.
Yeah. I think my phone would, I think my battery would die within an hour, but I think
I
only
can't imagine like what my side of the family group chat would be. I wouldn't even want to be in that group chat. Like, count me out.
I think only because I don't know what's going on most of the time
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm
That's-
not close with them that much. So
Oh,
I think
really?
it'd be like a way to, I guess, be in the inn since they're all in Virginia and I'm by myself in Utah.
You'd be like the fly on the wall in the group
Yeah.
chat, just like seeing what everyone's talking about, but not every
Yeah.
once in a while you'd chime in.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Damonte here. Man, that's funny.
Would you rather raise a child in today's world or the one you grew up in?
I would say definitely the one I grew up in.
Really?
I'm glad I had you in the time frame that I did because I think about the parents now that have young kids and having to talk them through everything of social media, having cell phones, having restrictions on cell phones. What else? I think just what else? Like I think bullying and the school shootings and I just think that there's a lot going on in the world now that you literally have to be a helicopter parent. So trying to bring up a child in this world now, I think it would just be hard. That's a full-time job. I always said if I ever had another child, say like starting at the age of 40, I would be a stay-at-home parent. Like
Hmm.
that would have to be one of the rules of me having a child is no, I will be a stay-at-home parent because it's like trying to work and trying to bring this child up in the world. You got to be constantly involved in everything that's going on. And when you were growing up, or even when I was growing up, like we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have social media, we didn't have any of the stuff that kids' minds are polluted with today. Do I think it's character building? For sure. I think it definitely makes people stronger and more aware of what's going on. And I don't know, I think it makes people smarter and being more aware of who they are as a person with everything going on. But ooh, I would not want to bring a child up in this world right now. I think it would be hard. Man. Okay. Here's a fun question. Ever since I picked this question, I have been really curious about what your answer would be. Would you rather go on vacation with your parents or your partner's parents?
It's with my parents or my partner's parents?
Hmm.
I'd probably say with you guys.
Okay. You think it would be funner?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I think you would plan out like the day, but I think my dad and I would probably drink all
Probably.
night as if I were as if I were here.
Yeah. Well, that's probably how it's going to be when we go to Kentucky.
Yeah.
I'll probably have stuff planned, and then dad will probably drink at night, and I'll
Up
probably be,
up until dinner,
yep,
and
I'll
then
probably,
there's no plans after dinner.
yep, yeah. No, I'll make some plans for some historical sightseeing.
All right. Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
A horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
Yeah.
Do I have a weapon? Do I have like a bat or
No.
something, or just
It's just you.
okay? Oh my
You and
gosh,
all those early morning gym sessions.
I would have to say a horse-sized duck.
That's
Because
crazy.
that's only one. That's only one. And I'm hoping I can run fast. Because
Oh,
maybe I can run away from the duck.
I feel like ducks move pretty quick for their size. So imagine Xing their size. I'm not
No,
saying
but
they get.
one. It's like one horse-sized duck. But if I jump on its back, I think I would be okay.
You're saying you could beat a 6.5 foot tall duck
I think so. I don't know.
versus like 100 wiener dogs, essentially?
Well, if I take him out at his legs,
Maybe. Yeah, they have pretty skinny legs.
I would have to have a strategy. I don't know. I would rather have one than like 100. Like 100, that's a lot.
Yeah, they're just tiny though.
No, some ducks are big. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with the one because I feel that's the safest option. Can you imagine have 100 of them running after you?
Yeah, I guess so.
You're gonna do like kick them all?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see me being successful at that. Hold on. You took one of my would you rathers, so I'm
Oh,
gonna find another one. Okay.
I have another one for you.
You do? Okay, hold on. Let me find one for you. Okay. Ooh, would you rather get free therapy or free house cleaning for life?
I guess free house cleaning. I don't. I feel like my house is never that dirty. I could show the viewers right now, but there's only a couple dishes.
Oh, no.
I guess house cleaning would be nice though, because obviously I'm probably not going to be in this small apartment forever. So cleaning will probably get harder. So I'll probably take the free cleaning.
Okay, nice.
All right, my next one would be, I always ask people this. Would you rather die of hypothermia, so die from the cold, or hyperthermia, the heat?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think I would rather die from the heat. I think because like when I took this recent trip to New York City in December, it was so cold. Like it was bone chilling cold. And we were standing in line to try to go into the Today Show. We stood in line for about a good couple hours and the wind was blowing. And I just remember being so frozen that I don't think that's the way I want to go out. I don't want to go out being cold like that. And I feel that I can tolerate heat better than I could cold. But being set on fire, I don't think I'd want to be set on fire like that.
Okay, I mean, like, you can die being in the desert. You don't have to be set on fire. You don't
Yeah,
have to be.
I think from heat over, yeah. Yeah, I think heat over cold for sure. Man. Okay. Oh, was that it? Okay. All right. Do you want to wrap us up?
Yeah, well, once again, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. Be in the Riverside studio, recording more recording more podcasts for you guys to watch. And like she said earlier, if you guys have any comments about any questions or disagree with the take or agree with the take and why, leave them down below. Like, comment, share with a friend, share with the family. Listen to this on your drive to work or on your walk or while you're working out. And if you have any ideas for future podcasts, please leave them down below. Once again, thank you guys for watching.
All right. Thank you guys. And what Damonte said, yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on what you want us to talk about, or if there's any guests that you would like us to bring on, let us know. Because we definitely want to have some guests on here. So thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.
And that's a wrap.
Cheers. Oh, no, I should say, and that's a wrap as well, huh? Okay, we'll do that again.
Thanks for tuning in.
That's a
Cheers.
wrap.
And that's a wrap.